There have been a lot of updates with this Kentucky Holy Land Conference, and so I thought a virtual info session might be warranted. I even got this whiteboard set up behind me here. Maybe not the best place, but it was the only place that would work. And yeah, I'm going to show a few different things. Firstly, the best thing I could show you really to get a sense of what this conference is going for now is the Sacred Heart Camp. This is going to be the place where all of the conference is going to have its center almost. It's going to be like in the center of the Kentucky Holy Land. And you can see like the church is in the background. And so we're going to have like booths and things set up. This photo you're looking at is like an AI image, so not real. But yeah, people are going to be able to camp out that weekend. There's going to be like canopies set up or tables. There's going to be booths where visitors can come by, even if they're not camping, to visit like all these booths, all these workshops and breakout sessions. You can see like just some of the layout here. There's like a small little shack that we're going to maybe try to turn to like a perpetual adoration chapel for that weekend. And then, yeah, like a gate and this old post office building that we're going to try to fix up and like be a check-in building and all of that. But completely flat ground right next to this church. And so this is what we're working on right now. I'll give a shout out to Peterson Farms, who actually helped bush hog like all this grass right here. And I like how I just moved that photo around, all those photos, and it was acting like a video of sorts. But this will be right in the middle of the Kentucky Holy Land. If you see St. Francis of Assisi right there, that's where it's at. That's the church. And this photo doesn't do it justice, because if you zoom out a lot more, you're going to see even beyond these, 6 churches that are showing up just in like a 10, 12-minute radius, maybe 15-minute. There are just lots of other Catholic churches in this area. And by having everything here, like, I don't know if people travel or if like people from even Louisville, say, come down, they'll be able to, like on their way to and from, visit some of these churches before they go home. And so if everything's centered here, it's going to be like, yeah, people can camp out. It's going to be almost like a World Youth Day experience, or I don't know what you would call it really, where everybody is there. There's going to be like a bonfire that night. I'm not even sure if you can read all these words behind me here, but there's going to be food served, music played, people just giving talks and things like that. It's going to be, yeah, something that really has never happened out here in this Kentucky Holy Land. So something very exciting. There's some other organizations I'm working with, especially one big one. I think it's going to be a big surprise when that's announced. Just waiting to announce that maybe in the next week or so. But the schedule, so like Wednesday and Thursday, and this is some of like the info where you can get involved. I'm talking to anybody listening to this. So Wednesday and Thursday before June 12th. June 12th is the Friday. The Friday is the Friday where the bishops all across America are consecrating the United States of America for its 250th anniversary to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. So that'll be on Friday. That's the opening day of this camp experience. But however, on Wednesday and Thursday, those will be the setup days. So if you want to volunteer for those, I'm going to put a link wherever this video is that you can find. It's going to be a Sign Up Genius, and you can volunteer on any of these time slots. You don't have to choose like the entire weekend to volunteer. You can choose like maybe the 4 hours on Saturday morning. And it's going to be very easy to get involved that way. And you can share this, definitely share this. If there's anybody you think might be interested in volunteering at all, or like offering any services, like maybe a business who wants to partner with this conference, a sponsorship, that's going to be definitely open. And I can have some details to share about that soon as well. On Thursday, also, we're wanting to have sort of like an opening vigil mass, I would call it. That would be like up here on the top, Thursday somewhere. And this would be like right before maybe everybody on the national level like drives in or flies in even. People coming from across the country to visit this conference as well. That's going to be the exciting part. You're going to have this interaction of the locals and people coming from across the country. And so that'll be the Thursday when it's kind of like calm, the calm before all of the conference. Just symbolic also. But on Friday morning, so it's like right at the very start, you guys better set your alarms early for that morning, because at 8 o'clock, we're going to be leaving from that camp. We're going to be going to the Holy Cross Church, the first site of the first Catholic colony in Kentucky. The church building isn't the Otis, but that location where all those graves are, those were the first Catholic settlers in this Kentucky Holy Land. And we're going to have a mass there at 9 o'clock, but a Eucharistic procession too there. It's going to be a 3-mile walk if you can make that. Maybe we'll have some like ride sharing to drive people back. But that'll be 8 o'clock in the morning when that procession is leaving to Holy Cross. And then at 10 o'clock, and I'm working exactly on confirming this location. I think it's going to be another big surprise. But at 10 o'clock, to start opening up like where people can come in and have like the happy hour food and all of that before an official banquet at 11 o'clock with speakers and then mixed in with a concert. I've already found like some musicians, one of them confirmed so far, like the Catholic hip-hop musician Enoch, and then also some speakers like William Albright, Gary Machuda. Those are some Catholic writers, and there are some others as well, a lot of local speakers. And that'll be Friday. That'll be all Friday. It's like Friday will be the check-in day. After that, you have that big kind of opening banquet, but then it kind of settles down, allows people to like interact, introduce themselves, like have a supper that night, just kind of enjoy kind of that campground experience, because Saturday's going to be packed. Saturday, right from the beginning, have a breakfast on campground site, have tables opening up, vendors, food trucks, everything and anything at this camp. And you're going to have like 3 or 4 breakout windows, time frames throughout the day where there might be like 8 talks going on at the same time. Maybe at 11 o'clock, 8 different talks going on at the camp. And you would get to choose what talk you want to go to. So maybe like you wanted to go to 2 talks, but you can only be in one place at one time. So like at maybe 2 o'clock, the same talks happen over again, or maybe a little differences in some of the subjects, but you're able to just choose what you want to hear. Like maybe you want to hear about American history. There will be something for that. Maybe you want to hear about like Catholic teaching, Catholic education. There'll be a talk for that. And then there's also going to be an interesting collaboration. This is still under the wraps a little bit, but there will be a lot of like homesteading and like living off the land, that type of thing as well. But yeah, that's going to be Saturday. Let's see. We're going to have like a bonfire that night. And then it's going to be like, yeah, kind of a celebration that night. Everybody is going to like sit around the campfire and all of that. So it'll be very fun. I think that's going to be the main experience right there, just this campground. And if you remember like back in January when I first started talking about all of this conference, it was completely different. It was like you're going to get in your car that entire weekend and drive to church, to church, to church. But now we're centering it around this campground. So I have to give a shout out to the property owner who basically when he heard me talking about all of this idea, he said like, well, I don't know really what you're going for, but I want to offer my land for this. And that really made this into something special. And that gives me confidence really in the whole thing, that it's beyond what I originally planned out. And it's what God wants to happen in a way. And like all these difficulties, they're so easy to overcome in a way. Like if something pops up and it's like a roadblock, it's like, oh, you just go the next road. And I think God is like really setting up something special for all of this. Even beyond me, it's like things are happening now beyond like even my work. And thanks to all of you as well, like for getting involved in this, showing a lot of interest in it early on. That interest was able to really ignite something special. And that bonfire is going to be really symbolic of the Sacred Heart of Jesus, the fire. If you ever see the Sacred Heart image, I should have like brought a picture of that or something. But the Sacred Heart, it has the cross on it, the thorns, but also has this flame around it because Jesus' love is burning and that love can be shared with everyone. I think this conference, it's going to be after that closing mass on Sunday, a mass at the camp, an outdoor mass. It's going to be very exciting. And yeah, the Sacred Heart of Jesus is going to, I think, set a fire all across this Kentucky Holy Land and across the entire country for our anniversary as we look forward to 250 more years of our our nation, being transformed by Christianity, being a light to the world. And so may the Sacred Heart be with you, and the Sacred Heart of Jesus have mercy on us.